Just like to offer up a big shout out to Touchdown Digital for sponsoring this week's video. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all fighting fit and well. Today I want to talk to you about a subject which often comes up from time to time when people see me out in the field shooting landscape, or even professionally actually. They say, what are you using that piece of equipment for, or what's that used for, or why do you use it? Well, I've got three things here that I just want to show you, and starting with the obvious, and that is spare batteries. I carry three of these plus the battery that's currently in the camera when I'm out shooting at any one time. They're all fully charged. Now, you might think, well, it's obvious, Glenn, we need to have batteries for our cameras. But the amount of times, well, I've lost count over the years that with people that have attended our workshops, that they've started to run out of battery power, and I've gone up and said to them, look, just change your battery out, put a fresh one in. Now, two things happen there. They've usually left it at home, so they've only got the one battery in the camera which is running out of power or charge, or the spare battery they carry is not fully charged. So, very easy to do. Carry a spare battery with you wherever you go. The battery in your camera is fully charged, and make sure that your spare battery is also charged. Now, you don't have to carry 3 or 4 like I do in my camera bag. These Canon batteries, you get a lot of shots out of one battery. But sometimes we tend to forget that when we get home we should charge them. So always carry spare batteries with you. Doesn't matter how many, just have one that's a spare in your bag. So that's I know that's obvious. The second piece of equipment that I get asked quite a lot about is this. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little Perspex box with a bubble in it. It's a bubble float, or a level bubble float, like the floats inside the tradies levels. Now, I always shoot with this. This is always on the top of my camera in the hot shoe. And what it does, it enables me to make sure the camera is straight. Now, people say, but Glenn, you could use the automatic leveler inside the camera on the back of the screen. I don't really want to do that because I'd rather have this on top and have an uncluttered live view screen. So I find this invaluable, especially when you're doing seascape photography and you've got horizon line to consider, especially with the rule of thirds. This absolutely, for $3 or $4, is just, I think, essential, quite frankly. It's saved me so many times. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's a little bubble float, a level that sits on the top of the camera, and it can tell me whether the camera's off skew, especially when it comes to horizon. So I highly recommend these. You wouldn't think a little bit of plastic would benefit from it, but I have to say, absolutely fantastic for not much money. And I brought 3 or 4 of these over a period of time. I usually lose them or stand on them and break them, but I got plenty of these, and I always shoot my landscape, whether it's seascape or landscape. I always have this attached to the hot shoe on top of the camera, and that way I can level things out without having to go into a system or the back of the live view screen and look at the automatic leveler that this camera provides, or my cameras provide. So, little Perspex bubble float leveler, great piece of kit. The next one I get asked about is quite unique, really, and I don't see many people use them, and I don't know why. And that is this. This is a Hoodman loop. Hoodman, yeah, that's right, Hoodman loop, sorry. And it comes with an adjustable viewfinder. And people say, what's that thing you got hanging around your neck? And I show them what I do with it and why I have it. Now, this, I believe, is once again a really critical piece of equipment if you want to get pinpoint focusing, especially if you're focus stacking. Sure, if your eyes are good, you probably think you don't need this. Well, I can tell you now, if you've got great eyes and you start using this, you probably might want to go to Specsavers OPSM and get your eyes tested, because once you use this, everything just pops. It's so sharp and so good, and they retail for around about $140 and last your lifetime. The eyepiece comes off so you can put it in your camera bag if you've got a smaller camera bag. It just goes around your neck like this. But I use this all the time. You've probably seen me in the videos with this hanging around my neck, and that's the reason is because I focus, pinpoint sharp focus through the live screen by using the Hoodman Loop. A great piece of kit, and I suggest if you really want to up your game with your focusing, buy yourself one of these, the Hoodman Loop. It is an outstanding piece of kit for not much money, and especially if, as I said, if you're focus stacking or just focusing in normal. I always manual focus anyway. I don't rely on autofocus. 99.9% of my photography, both professionally and personally, is in manual focus. And I know the autofocus systems is great in these modern day cameras. I've got that as well, but I just don't rely on it. I tend to rely on manual focus, and then after you've taken the shot, you look at this and you can see if you're just slightly out on your focus, and as I said, it comes in very handy when you're focus stacking. Seriously, I've had this for some time now. It will last your lifetime. It's a heavy, it's not heavy, but it's heavily made with the plastic. You can't even force it, like squeeze it. It's great, really is. You just put it at the back of your viewfinder, focus. If you want to use manual focus, you can, but this will pinpoint where your soft focus part of your image is, and then you can correct it before you take the shot. So that's a Hoodman Loop, another great piece of kit. So that's the three things that I use all the time with my landscape photography. They mightn't suit you, but if you are interested, drop me a line and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll put the links to, well, two of these items. Don't worry about the battery, but I'll put a link to the Bubble Float where you can buy it, and also the Hoodman Loop where you can buy that. There are various brands of this as well, so I might include a couple of them. But basically those two things, the Bubble Float and the Hoodman Loop, is what I use all the time. And batteries, of course, always carry spare batteries wherever you go. So that's it. Any comments or questions, please put them down below. I'm glad to hear from you. Thank you to the people that support this channel. Also, I'd like to have a big shout out to Touchdown Digital, who sponsor me. They sponsor this channel, and they also look after my social media and my website, and also the YouTube videos. I just make them and then they correlate them from there. So a big thank you to touchdowndigital.com.au. I'll put the link to their business in the comments below. Other than that, that's it for Sniper Photography. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and the bell next door so you don't miss anything. So as I always say, be nice to yourself, family and friends, but most of all, be safe, keep smiling and keep shooting. Bye for now.